I'm almost wishing that I hadn't found those wolf stories now, because I've spent a lot of time thinking about that and doing a bit of research on the subject of wolves. But it brought to mind an episode of a YouTube series that I watched. There's a guy called Steve Isdall from Canada, and he's a professional hunter, and he has a channel called howtohunt.com. You can find it on YouTube, no bother. Now, mainly he deals with Sasquatch, but in one of the episodes, which I think was about 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago, he was talking about when he'd gone to America to a hunting conference, and he had attended a talk given by these two researchers who had been looking into wolves, studying 2 packs of wolves in northern Canada. So they referred to them as Pack A and Pack B. And the data that they collected from these animals revealed, well, probably a bit of a mystery, actually. And as far as I remember, the story goes like this. So they studied 2 packs, Pack A and Pack B. The 2 packs, their territories bordered on each other. So they would correlate the data every so often and have a look at where the packs had been, and just study their movements and that sort of thing. Maybe more, I don't know. But it's the movements I'm particularly interested in. So at one point, the data showed this something really, really interesting. And what it was that Pack A started to move to the far west of its territory. But when they studied the data for Pack B, midges are out, they realised that when Pack A started heading west, Pack B began to move to the border of its territory with Pack A. So Pack A was trotting off west, and it got a good distance away, and Pack B then crossed into Pack A's territory. So what Pack A did, then, almost on a dime, as they say in America, turned around and started coming straight back in the direction of Pack B. The strange thing was that Pack B seemed to sense this and turned around and went off and back into their territory. Pack A continued to come back right up to the border, and I can't remember, did Pack A cross into Pack B's territory, or did it just simply patrol up and down the border? But Pack B had obviously realised Pack A was coming, and they'd gone straight off into the far east of their territory, out of the way. And what these two researchers were wondering is, how did Pack A know that Pack B had gone into its territory when you've got high mountains and deep valleys between them? How could they sense it? And they really had no idea. So they were saying that, there's something that goes on in nature in respect to communication and their sensory perception, perhaps, that we'll probably never know about, or even if we did get an inkling of it, we'd probably never understand how it works. So that was very interesting. And why that came to mind was, I was thinking about the people who'd seen the wolf. I mean, it could, the wolf dog or whatever it is, it could be covering quite a large territory. Now then, that made me wonder, if it's a wolf and it has this ability to sense when there's something on its territory that it doesn't really want there, or wants to have a look at, did it pick up on those people being there and come in probably miles to come and have a look at them? I don't know, but it does make you wonder, because I mean, if wolves do have this sense about of knowing when, say, another pack is on its group, what else do they know that's moving about on their territory? How they must be able to sense other things, other prey possibly. So that's what I was thinking about that. I was just wondering, is that what's going? Is this wolf or wolf dog? Did it just sense them and come in a look? Because it could have been miles away. It's a bit random for it to be there when they actually turn up. Because I mean, up here it's going to be covering probably a sizable territory, and that got me on to thinking. I was speaking to another member of the research team about this subject, and so one of my speculations was, I thought, wait a minute, I wonder if you could identify it by its vocalizations. Would its a wolf howl be different from a domestic dog? So I researched that, and lo and behold, it is. So if somebody who is out in the middle of nowhere and hears what they think is a wolf howling, if they get it recorded, that could be analysed and then confirmed whether or not it's a wolf. And the thing is, does a wolf dog howl like a wolf or a domestic dog? I don't know. Maybe it could be found out, I guess. So that's one way we have that we could use to identify if we have a wolf out in the wild. But the other thing is, I can't. Why is it there by itself? Why is it not tried to create a pack with any sort of any dogs that might be strays or anything like that? But then where it's been seen, there's not going to be much chance of that. Probably it's closer to an urban setting, it might be able to do that because, well, I suppose dogs do like to run in packs. So you certainly see that with stray dogs abroad. If you watch documentaries of certain poorer areas of the world, and there's a lot of stray dogs and they run about in packs creating havoc. So, but that's it. I mean, who knows what's going on up there? But we're going back in about 3 weeks' time, I think, at the latest, to stay overnight and have a look around, and maybe it'll turn up. I don't know. It's just a pity we don't have the long light nights of earlier summer. If I'd found this out early in the summer, we could have been out there a few more times. But I think if I get back there in a couple of weeks' time, that'll be it for this year. If we see something, we see something. If we don't, we don't. But it's a place we can go back to next year, possibly, and maybe a few more people, maybe some people from the research team. But there was another thing I was thinking about. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but I was thinking about this wolf dog that had been reared on an estate and was being fed haunches from deer. I wonder if it's possible that it was being reared to release to try and control the deer population on that estate. Would they have had to have kept it in a semi-wild state, like not creating a bond between man and dog sort of thing, so it remains suspicious of humans possibly and doesn't really want to be around us? I don't know. But that question could be answered by the chap who told that story. I don't have any contact with him, so I don't know who he is or where he is, but someone might. So if anyone who watches this video and maybe hears a howl when they're out and about, get it recorded, so someone out there will be able to analyse it and tell you what it is. And I think that's it until we go back to Wolf Mountain. Aye, and the midges are biting, so I'm going to go home.